So here we are in Review 65. We're back with part 3 of our iPod Touch in-depth review. We're still in our settings, and we're going to go down here to accessibility. We can set up large text. This is new. This will make any text in your calendar, contacts, mail, messages, and notes up to 56% text, 48, 40, 32, 24, 20, and off. Right now it is off on mine. We have zoom. Double tap with 3 fingers. That's going to allow you to zoom if we turn that on. Look at that. Okay. That's annoying. It's really annoying. You have to scroll with like 3 fingers all over your iPod. Okay, if we go down here, I do not really understand the point of this, but we can turn white on black. That makes it really annoying and hard to see. We can speak auto text. If we go down to hearing, we currently have our iPod balanced. We can flip everything to the left or the right. We have assistive touch. We turn that on. Click this little bottom in the thingy here. Here's our home button on the screen. Click that again. Double tap. That's going to bring up multitasking on the screen. And then if we let that go down and go back into settings, we're going to turn that off. We can always show our menu. We have tracking speed. That's not a necessity since it's not being used. And we can create custom gestures. Triple click home button. This is a nice feature. We can click it to ask. Multitasking. Okay, there we go. We're on our home button. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Here we have now. We can turn on voiceover, turn zoom on, or turn black on white on. We can just go back into settings and turn that off. That's a nice feature. I found that on the iPad 2 while I was playing with one. Okay, if we scroll down, we can do reset. That will reset all settings. You can reset the keyboard dictionary, reset home screen layout, reset location warnings, erase all content and settings. If you do click that, I'm not going to, but I believe it asks you yes or no. Once you do that, your iPod will not work for 1 whole hour, as it's resetting everything to its original format. Down here we have everything to iCloud, Mail, Contacts, Twitter, FaceTime, Safari, Messages, Music, Video, Photos, Notes, Store. Down here it's all our extra stuff. We have Facebook, Nike, iPod, New York Times, and Skype. Now that we're out of settings, we've made it all the way through the settings section of this. We're going to go ahead and move to our next section of the iPod. We're going to now talk about the home button. This is quite the interesting feature. Our home button, say we're over here on this page. If we click our home button, it's going to send us home. If we click it again, it's going to send us to this. We can scroll left and right, but with the home button, we cannot scroll right. My favorite thing about the home button is if we double tap, that will allow us to do some multitasking. When we do multitasking allows you to go through your most recently used apps on the iPod Touch, iPad, or iPhone. If we go back to the beginning of multitasking and scroll from here, and if we go to this direction, on the opening here, if we go to the left, we have things to begin playing music and shuffle, and we also have volume control right there in your multitasking. That is a brand new feature to the iPod Touch that was brought to us from the iPhone. This is basically an iPhone that can't call people. If you put it in a Defender case like this, you're going to feel like you're carrying the iPhone 4. Now, continuing on with the search of the home button, hold your home button down for about 10 seconds. And here we have voice control. So you can just use voice control, and it'll tell you, you can let you play playlists, turn on a song, pause songs, and everything, without having to go through all the screen features. You just hold that down and tell it what to do. Okay, also new to the iPod Touch, if we go up here to the top where it tells us what time it is, all that power, hold that down, scroll it down, we have a notification bar. This is new. It scrolls through and tells about the stock markets. I have no new notifications. Up here at the top, it'll tell me what the weather is. It's 73 degrees down here where I live. And then we have all the days of the week, Sunday to Friday. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-day forecast. That's different. Okay, we're back to our home. We can just, if we have our notification bar on, we can just pull the home button there. And that'll send us right back to our home button. The next feature we're going to go into is Safari Internet Service. If we're in Safari Internet Service and we're taking a look at something, we're going to go out of this. It's going to bring us up to an untitled page, which we're not using. If we go here to this, we're going to go, hold on, done. If we go down here to bookmark, we have iPhone web user, iPod Touch, user guide, Google, Yahoo, Apple, history and reading list. If we go out of that, we will eventually have nothing happen. Here we have where we can scroll through everything we've recently looked at. If we're going to go back here, we can go to, here we have the top 25, where we are currently in the top paid, and this is the App Store, not iTunes. When you're on iTunes on your computer, that's different. So here we have the top paid for apps. For example, Angry Birds. We're going to click on Angry Birds. 99 cents, folks. If you have an Android phone or an Android MP3, that's going to be free. This is the top paid app in the US, Canada, Italy, Germany, Russia, Sweden, Denmark. Okay, that's a lot of places. It's the #1 phone paid game in more countries than we can count. It is available for the 5th generation of the iPod Touch. We have here our Angry Birds thing. If we turn it sideways, we can see pictures of how the app will work. Oh, that's cool. From what I see here, this is different than the one on the Android phone. So that's different. If we go out of there, we can search. It's Christmas time. I searched up Christmas stuff. So there's plenty of Christmas in there. As you can see. Share 25 more. Share 25 more. I mean, there's plenty of Christmas in there. So that was the App Store. Ooh, I have one new thing that I can update. I can update my Facebook. So that's nice. I'm going to update that right now since we're right here. And you just put in your Apple ID. And that will allow me to do all that. So we're not going to enter that now. Never mind. Cancel. So we're going to take a look now into iTunes. This is going to allow us to download movies and stuff. I'm a big Phantom of the Opera fan. So we've looked up Phantom of the Opera. It's going to let us pre-listen to some of the stuff before we download. Got the volume all the way up. Let's take a little... What the deuce? That was weird. That's never happened before. Okay, we're going to take a quick little listen and see how well our speaker sounds. then it tells what other listeners bought. Alright, we are again out of time, so come back for part 4 of this in-depth review of the iPod Touch 5th generation.